Erica from Minnesota State University nursing program. I talked to you on the phone the other day. Is it still alright if I ask you a few questions today?
Yep.
All right, so we'll get started.
Okay.
I'm first just going to talk to you about your family and get to know them a little bit. Could you tell me the individuals that are in your family?
Yep. It is my mom and my dad, Sean and Shelly,
Okay.
and my two brothers, Seamus and Patrick, and my sister, Maureen, and I'm the oldest.
Okay. And which of these individuals currently live in the household?
All of them. I'm the oldest.
Okay.
Yep.
Do the members of your family have any unique traits?
I would say that my brothers, or my older brother, Seamus, is really good at math.
Okay.
He's a very mathematical-minded person. And Patrick, my other brother, is really, really, outdoorsy and really good at, memorizing animal species and biology and stuff like that.
Oh,
so that's,
cool.
his strength. And then my sister is does it all. She is really focused on sports. So she has, a really competitive personality.
So athletic?
Yeah.
Okay. Athletic. Do you carry any unique traits?
I would say I'm also athletic. I'm really competitive. I like to compete and exercise and stuff like that. I'm also I'm really kind of a people person. I like to be with people and communicating with people.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
So your family as a whole, what are some defined characteristics of your family? Or does your family have any defined characteristics?
Yeah, I think that we have a few. One of them would definitely be faith-centered.
Okay.
We're really active in church and stuff like that. That's kind of defining. Aside from that, I think hardworking, work ethic oriented, goal oriented for sure. My parents are really believe strongly in making goals for yourself and working towards that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why do your family value these characteristics?
I think that my parents just decided at an early age that they wanted to build a family around a few of those core traits.
Okay.
So we just kind of grew up, in that environment and knowing all those things, and I think that's why it's so important, is because it's kind of been so consistent, even when my parents were growing up, that it's kind of built into our family character.
So your parents almost brought it up from a generation.
Yeah.
So it's kind of been something along your family.
Yep.
Or has
It's definitely generational.
Okay. Where's your current family household located?
It's in Chisago City, Minnesota,
Okay.
about 40 minutes north of the Twin Cities.
Okay. Is your home located in city, suburb, or rural area?
It's a pretty rural area. Chisago's a small town, between 25 and 3,000, I would say. We live in a newer development, but we have 5 or 6 acres, and it's pretty open around our neighborhood.
Okay.
Mhm.
What is the type of environment that surrounds your household? Like factories, woods, farmland, you said?
There's, a lot of farmland and woods. A
Okay.
combination. It's mostly farmland all around. There's lots of cornfields and soybean fields and stuff like that. And then beyond that, beyond our property, there's a lot of wooded area with trails and a lot of lakes. At least 6 lakes
Okay.
in our area.
Good.
Yeah.
Do these environmental factors affect your family in any way?
Yeah, definitely. My family really likes to be outside in the open, active, stuff like that. So I think if we were confined in a small space, that would really have a negative effect on our family dynamic.
Okay, so it makes your family happier.
Yeah, we definitely
family
get
energy.
along better, and we feed off of that.
Okay. And does your family have any historical background?
Yeah, my going back to ancestry, on my mom's side, my ancestors came over from Ireland, and they settled in the Twin Cities, and we've been in the Twin Cities area ever since. A lot of my mom's extended family is in the Forest Lake, Chisago area, which they have been for over 100 years.
Over 100 years, okay.
Yeah.
How do you consider your family's rank socially?
I would say that we're about middle class.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty average.
Has this changed over time?
And not a ton. We've moved a couple times, but never like any serious upgrades or downgrades or anything like that. It's been pretty consistent.
Pretty
I
consistent.
think, yeah.
Okay, so it hasn't had any effect on your family?
No.
Okay.
No, not anything drastic.
Okay. Does your family have a political view?
Yeah, we're very conservative.
Conservative.
Yeah.
And so you would be Republican, Democrat?
Yeah,
Okay.
right wing. Republican leaning.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like your family has enough space at home?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's more than enough. We can even, extend our area beyond our property with all of the like fields and for four-wheeling and snowmobiling and stuff like that.
Okay.
Plenty.
Okay. Overall, is your family pleased with your household arrangements?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And why is that?
Well, we've lived in the house that we're in now for I think 11 or 12 years, which isn't a super long time, but we're definitely the happiest here than we were at our old house. Was a lot more like wooded area. We didn't get along with our neighbors as well, and here like, our neighbors are like family. We're super close to them, and we all kind of have the same beliefs and like family systems. So
Okay.
very happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talking about your neighbors.
Yeah.
How close is your nearest neighbor to you?
There's 11 or 12 houses in our neighborhood. It's just a little dead end street.
Okay.
Our neighbors are probably, I would say maybe 2 or 3 acres apart from us, so we can see them, but it's not like we're on top of each other.
All right.
Yeah.
Does your family feel safe in the neighborhood that you reside in?
Yeah, definitely. We've never had any problems.
Why do you guys feel this way?
We're like really close to all of our immediate neighbors and even the neighbors like down the street that we don't see as often. Like we know everyone's name and history and characteristics, so we feel like we always can watch out for each other and be there.
Okay, and do you think your neighbors feel the same way about your family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. What type of community resources does your family have access to?
We have access to just about everything we need. There's a hospital very close, schools, a lot of different schools in the area, church, community activities, stuff like that.
And then how often do you use these resources?
Pretty often. We're very active in like the sports systems at school, like both in the summer and during the school year, so we definitely use those a lot. Church on a regular basis, we would use that as a resource, I guess. Other than that, yeah, I guess that's about it, except for things like, participating in like fundraiser, like community fundraiser type stuff.
Okay.
Things like that.
Would you like other community resources to have access to?
The only thing I can really think of, there's really not like a lot to do in our community. There isn't like a rec center or there's a couple of little parks, I guess, but like for the high school, middle school age, there really isn't. It's kind of a stereotypical small town with not a lot going on, so that might be nice to have something like that.
Okay. Does your family have family friends?
Yeah, we do. My parents are still close to like their high school friends and even some college friends, and a lot of them live in the area. So.
Okay. How often do you interact with these friends?
I guess it would depend on which group we see. I feel like they're kind of like the typical parents that don't like go out every weekend, but they see their friends a few times a month, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how do they affect your family?
Their friends are very supportive. Like if there's ever been a family crisis or a tragedy, they're always there. So yeah, very supportive, very encouraging, involved. I think, even though we don't see them or talk to them every day, they're up to date on what we're doing, and we're friends on Facebook. So stay connected.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do your parents have a place of employment?
Yes, my dad is a business systems analyst for a company called Boston Scientific.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of computer work and stuff like that. My mom is not currently employed because she homeschooled us.
Oh,
So
okay.
she was a homemaker, but next year, now that my siblings are older, I think she's planning on looking for full-time employment as a teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, how does their place of employment affect your family? Maybe, you know?
Yeah, my dad, it's a pretty typical like 9 to 5 job, so it
Okay.
hasn't been, like dad's gone all the time or anything. And then my mom being at home had a huge effect on us, just like with being homeschooled and her being there all the time, and being able to get us where we need to go and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. I think that our family life would be really different if we hadn't had that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you feel like your mom you being homeschooled had a very good impact on you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, none of us really know anything different because my brother went to public school for a year, I guess. But and then we do the PSEO program at the community college near us, so that was great. But yeah, I think that it kind of gave us a sense of closeness almost, like being together all the time and like learning together. I think that was really good for our communication.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so then we're going to just talk about the functional aspects of your family now, if
Mhm.
that's all right. Is there a family member who takes on the role of the caregiver?
Definitely my mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how do they achieve this role as caregiver?
She's very attentive to everyone's needs and feelings. She's a very compassionate person, so I think that just kind of brings out the caregiver in her naturally. Sometimes it's even a little bit overbearing. I'm fine, but yeah.
So it does have an effect on your family, your mom
Yeah,
being the caregiver?
For sure. I think overall it's a very good thing. She's really observant. She knows us so well, and she's always on top of it.
Okay. Has your family experienced any major changes? Like
not within
past, present?
not within our immediate family, no. I mean, aside from moving a couple times, we stayed within the same area, so that didn't really have a huge effect on us. And no, other than that, I can't really think of anything.
So has the move had an effect on you or not?
Not really, no. I mean, we only moved a few times just because of our family growing and stuff like that.
Okay.
But we did stay within the same 20-minute radius, so it didn't really change our environment.
How was the overall family communication?
I would say that we have pretty good communication. Some definitely more than others, but we've always done the family meeting thing and been called out for things. We're not really afraid to speak our mind to one another, I guess, and speak up if something's wrong.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any member of the family that have better communication skills? And why?
I think that my parents have really good communication skills. Us 4 siblings don't always, just because of age, don't communicate on a regular basis maybe as much as we should, but our parents are always there to be the problem solvers and kind of facilitate that with us.
Is there any member of the family that avoids communication?
I think the person who would avoid it the most would be my brother Patrick. He's a lot more quiet. He hates confrontation. He hates being called out for things. So if you would try to talk to him about something, he's probably the one who would not always respond the best.
Okay.
Pretty typical teenage boy.
Yeah, teenage boy. Do you find your family communication appropriate?
Yes. Yeah, I think it is definitely.
Why do you think it's appropriate for your family?
I think
or does it work for your family?
Yeah, I think it works just because we're close enough where we feel comfortable bringing up even hard subjects, but we care enough, to even bring things up that might offend someone else, or if we think it's in their best interest. So I think that it works really well for my family just because we have an overall sense of respect and understanding.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. Does your family celebrate certain events?
Yeah, we do. We do all of the major holidays like Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving, stuff like that. And then we also do birthdays, and St. Patrick's Day is huge because of our being Irish. Yeah, and then the 4th of July is also huge in my family. So yeah, those are the main ones.
And how is your family's overall coordination?
I think we have decent coordination. My mom kind of acts as the head scheduler. She's got the master calendar, and we even when I lived at home before moving to school, we were all really active in like a lot of activities, and we for the most part had good coordination with making sure everyone got to where they needed to be and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you answered my next question, who was the family coordinator, and you said your mom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
How does your mom being the family coordinator affect your family?
She's a really good multitasker, so I think that is probably the reason why she is the coordinator. She deals with stress really well, and she's able to focus on a lot of things at once, which is helpful in a
Okay. And
bigger
then
size family.
your mom achieves this role by having a master calendar.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that helps her achieve this role?
Yeah, she's consulting the calendar multiple times a day. I think she with being like an at-home mom, she's so like that's her main focus is our schedules and what everyone else has going on, so she's able to dedicate a lot of time to that.
Good.
Yeah.
And then now we're going to just talk about the structural aspect of your family.
Mm-hmm.
Does your family have any routine health behaviors? If so, could you explain?
I think that
like going to the dentist or regularly the hospital checkups.
Yeah, we definitely do like the dentist every 6 months or whatever it's supposed to be. We're pretty good about that. Like regular checkups, I guess. We probably don't do as often as we should. Always, if you need like a sports physical or something like that. My dad and my brother have Crohn's disease, so they get the annual colonoscopies, which is required for that, and yeah, pretty routine, I guess.
Okay. Are your family members able to perform self-care?
Yes. Yeah, everybody's independent.
Okay. So, how do they perform self-care? Like, how do you each perform it?
I think that all four of like us kids are pretty independent, and we're not like if we think that something's wrong or something's abnormal, we'll say something, speak up about it, and get it checked out.
Okay.
Kind of a self-assessment deal.
Okay, good. When an individual in your family is ill, who takes on the caregiver role for the ill individual?
My mom, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. And how does she achieve these roles?
She's very accommodating. If someone's sick, she's, like I said, kind of a multitasker, so she'll switch everything around and make sure they're comfortable and get back on track as soon as possible.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any traditions or beliefs related to healthcare?
Not any super strong beliefs, I guess. I think we're pretty kind of go with the flow. Yeah, as far as that goes.
Okay. Is your family satisfied with the healthcare system?
Yeah, I think overall we're pretty satisfied. Being more conservative, we tend to like not be in super strong support of like the whole Obamacare deal and everything like that. But as far as our healthcare status is right now, I think we're pretty content.
Okay.
Yeah, we have the coverage we need.
All right. Well, that's all of my questions for you today, Shannon. Is there any other questions that you may have for me?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.